what had just happened. It seems like only yesterday I wonder where the time has gone. But I look at her now and I know where all that time has gone. It's made this beautiful young woman we all know. Ash likes to do things her own way. She left school in year 11, just before the HSC, and became a secretary working in Sydney for some fancy lawyers. She travelled to Sydney every day, only to realise she wanted to go to uni. I'm shaking so much.
You're doing so good.
She embarked on a degree in social science, and along the way, young Noah came into the world.
That's the worst happening.
Obviously giving us all great delight. And now, Ash is completing her master's degree in education, making her mother and I very, very proud. With Ash, her mother and I experienced a lot of firsts in our lives. She was our firstborn, our first daughter. She was our first to walk and talk and to depend on us. She was the first to go to school and become a difficult teenager. The first of our children to give birth to our first grandchild, and now the first child to marry. With all these firsts, little does she realise she passed a great knowledge and further understanding of this world to Joe and I. And so the circle continues. I've come to know Jordan over the last 2 years or so, and found him to be a beautiful young man with a very strong faith, which blows my mind for someone so young to have such strong conviction. Caring, easygoing man whose career path reflects his gentle, caring nature. Joe and I feel blessed and have great confidence in Jordan's commitment to Ash and Noah. And so, throughout the ages, great men and women have uttered these 5 little words: love is all you need, and I can see they have all they need.
Shake it out!
Thank you. Look, thanks everyone for coming. So I'd like to make a toast. So if we all get our glasses. May God smile upon them, and may their love and friendship blossom forevermore. To Ashley and Jordan. Cheers.
Sorry everyone. Flashing that light around.
Okay. There's just one other thing I'd like to say. I'd like to thank Janelle and Pete for their kindness and generosity beyond compare. They've opened their house and their hearts to our families, and for this we're all thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Good job, Dad!
Yeah.
Good job, Dad.
Good job, Dad.
What a dad.
Good job.
Love you, mate. Take care.
That's awesome.
This is Aiden, and we are Jordan's groomsmen.
Best man. Both best men.
We're very good men.
Pretty good.
Will do. It's been such a wonderful day and such a special wedding, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's made it possible. There's so many people that have put in a lot of effort to put it all together, and it's so good to be here, and I'm so thankful to be included in this wonderful wedding. I want to propose a toast to the bridesmaids. They've looked so wonderful today, and they've helped Ash, and for that I just want to propose a toast to the bridesmaids.
Noah, you need to stop, buddy.
I met Jordan
Your mum's
a
talking
long
to you.
time ago. My first memory of him is actually with Aiden, skateboarding at the old Wombrel Church, and it wasn't until a few years later when we became friends, but I put that down to the blonde highlights.
We had the blonde highlights. We were pretty cool.
Since then, we've become great friends. We've had great time hanging out, singing together, and even attempting to start our own band called Ruthless. I think there's still a MySpace page saying coming soon.
I'm not in this stuff, by the way. This is now them.
There's just something about Jordan. People are just drawn to him, and it's not just that he's ruggedly handsome, but he's fun and amazingly talented, and just so good to be around. And he's got such a great heart for the people around him, and for his God and the relationship. His relationship with God inspires others. Plus, he's also always got a new gadget or a new scheme to tell you about. And I think he should have gone into sales, because he can sell anything.
Sonic trinket.
I think, where did you get that from, Stu?
There's not many people in this world where you can truly be yourself with and just be completely honest and open with. And Jordan's been that person for me, and I just want to thank him for being that. And that's why I was so happy for him when he found Ash. With so many women throwing themselves at him, I was just hoping he could see clearly. I can see how in love and how content Jordan is in his relationship, and I'm so glad that he's found someone. Ash, thank you for the happiness that you bring him, and the wonderful relationship that you have is something that other people can look to model. There's just so much love there for each other, and it's so good to see. I wish you both love, peace, and excitement, and joy, and may you also remember your Creator, the author of love, and may your union bring Him glory. And I'll just leave you with a little quote. A successful marriage requires falling in love over and over again, always with the same person.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, geez. I thank the Lord that Ash's dad got up and spoke, 'cause it shows that it's alright to be a bit nervous. But, I'm going to quickly start with, we had a bit of devotion this morning, a bit of time with God, and we read yeah, that'd be good. I've got limited hands. Anyway. Yeah, we had a devotion this morning. There was this quote from one of mine and Geordie's favourite authors, and yeah, I'd like to share it with you because it sort of shows where Geordie's heart's at, and I think where their relationship's at. I just got to find this in my text messages. I texted it to him so he could share it with you guys in the wedding, but I think he had enough on his plate. So. And so it says, Eve was created from a rib taken from the side of Adam, signifying that she was not to control him as the head, remember that, nor to be trampled under though by his feet as an inferior, but to stand by his side as an equal, to be loved and protected by him, a part of man, bone of his bone, and flesh of his flesh. She was his second self, showing the close union and the affectionate attachment that should exist in this relation. The Bible says in Ephesians 5:29, "For no man ever yet has hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it." And then this author goes on to say, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one." I've known Geordie for pretty much as long as I can remember, and he's pretty much been what I consider a best mate as long as I can remember having a mate. I don't know why that was funny. I have lots of mates. Yeah. When you're at the front, these things are hard to remember. And believe it or not, but Geordie has quite a colourful past when it comes to relationships, and quite a broad one. One of the first memories I have of him and relationships, and of me giving advice to him with relationships. I like to think I gave good advice a lot, but it didn't seem to happen. I don't know whether it's because I had bad advice or because he just didn't want to listen to me. A mixture of both. But yeah, it seriously is one of the first memories I have. Was at Big Camp. For you those you don't know what Big Camp is, it's a Christian Seventh-day Adventist big camp, I guess. But anyway, so we're at this big camp, and naturally there's a lot of teenagers running around, and you know, with lots of teenagers comes, I guess, lots of little teenage relationships. And I remember there was this one girl that was really super keen on Jordy, probably to the point that she was quite obsessive and weird about it, but at the time I was a bit ignorant to that probably, and all I could see was this good looking girl that was keen on Jordy. And so I remember Jordy wasn't that keen on it, and I didn't know why, so I went to Jordy and I said, you know, I think you should go for this girl, like, she's good looking. At that time that's about all you think about. She's good looking, and you know, I think you should go there, and look, as a mate, I just want to tell you that I think she's probably the best you're ever going to get. That's no word of a lie, but man, if I live to see that, it's not true. Still can't believe I said that, but yes, from that time on, I sort of came to see that he was kind of some modern day Hasselhoff, and I don't know if it was like the big chest or the hairy chest or what it was, but the women just seemed to love him, and yeah, they just melt around him, and but no, I do know what it was, and he did have a heart that is hard to find in a man. I think that's one of well, it's meant to be one of Ash's favourite qualities of him. At his Bucks night, we had a number of questions asking him. Ash had already answered these questions, and we had the answers, and he had to get them correct, and if he didn't, we'd wax hair off him or make him eat wasabi. Anyway, yeah, one of the things which he said, but I'm pretty sure it is true, is that I think Ash loves the gentle, kind heart that Jordy has, and I think girls love that too. You know, to find a man with such a gentle, caring, kind heart that's not homosexual is hard to find. But it's true. But yeah, the girls really did love him, and I remember as a Christian brother, you know, growing up with your best mate, you have a lot of concerns when it comes to relationships and homosexuality, but mainly just relationships of the opposite sex. But Jordy, he had a number of girlfriends, and I was, to be honest, just about all of them I wasn't quite comfortable with, and I worried for him. And especially the last one, I remember thinking when that was over, I thought, oh, that's probably for the best that one ended. And it was great. We had quite a while. I think we were both single for a while, and we needed that. We learned a lot, and we grew a lot with God. Had some good Bible studies, and yeah, it was great. But then I remember him coming to me one day, and he said, "Oh, I've been hanging out with the girl that lives down the road from me." And I was thinking, "Oh no, here we go again. I know she's not a Christian." And so I asked her, "What does she think about God?" Because coming from a Christian perspective, it's a big point, because you know, God is meant to be your life and your purpose and what you live for, and without Him, things are pretty difficult, we believe. And so that was, you know, one of my first questions for him, and he probably saw it coming as well. So what does she think about God? And she's like, well, actually, she's an evolutionist. Oh man, I'm thinking this isn't good at all. But he said, she says that she would like to believe in God, but she just can't see the proof and evidence for it. And I thought, well, I guess that's good. At least she's just believing what she can see evidence for, and I know there's evidence for God, and so, you know, maybe there's hope here. And sure enough, him and Ash started to study the Bible a lot together, and they started watching videos by this guy called Walter Vyth, and he used to be an evolutionist and a scientist, and then found overwhelming evidence for God and changed. And anyway, so they were watching these videos, and he was coming and sharing with me so much about that. And as time went on, he's like, you know, Ash now believes in God, and you know, things were looking real good. And then one day he comes to me and he says, "Oh, you know, Ash smashed me the other day." And I said, "Well, what happened?" And he said to me, "Well," she said, if you're a Christian, and if all these other Christians really believe the Bible and, you know, really follow God, then why do they live like they do? You know, why aren't they more passionate? Why aren't they more loving?
Think about that one, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say a quick couple of things. Jord and Ash, it's been a lovely day, and we're so happy to have you in the family, Ash. I was going to list all the good points about Jordan, but then I ran out of paper, and they've all been said. We have some lovely memories. One in particular, I remember sitting by the hour on the beach watching Jord surf out in the distance, and he would put up his hand when there was a good wave, which weren't always forthcoming. And then you'd find you'd sneezed or something and actually missed the good wave, or else you'd actually been watching the wrong surfer because he was so far out you couldn't actually see. But no, we're very proud of him. His achievements with his studies, something that came later in life, as he was a bit of a worry when he was at school, but we won't go there. But I know his mum, where are you, Stephanie? Yeah, know his mum is obviously very proud of him too, and she's done a wonderful job in bringing Jord up as well. And I was going to say, every parent, it's almost a duty for parents to be proud of their children, but it's certainly not a duty when it comes to Jord, and we're very proud of his son.
Thank you.
And of course, every parent also likes to think they have something he's inherited from the parents. But sadly, the long list, it really seemed that most of these things he'd actually inherited from his mother, so I wasn't actually going to mention too many of them. Some of the physical characteristics, of course, you will realise that he inherited his height from me. There's no laughing matter. But anyway, and look, one of the things that's really impressed me, and I know his mum and us all the family, is how you've got on well with Noah and really been wonderful with children, with Noah, and you're really good with children. I don't know that you got that from me. I've always felt a bit out of depth with children, really, especially you and Amelia. One of the things, though, that did really come to my notice, I know it came to many people's notices, with Ash and Noah, and what a wonderful mother she is, and how caring and a good discipline, and Noah has a lot of respect for you, and it's clear that and you make a lovely family unit, so we're really proud about that. And of course that leads me to realise too that Shane and Joe are obviously some responsibility for Ash turning out the way she has. And we've got to know you a little bit, and we hope it will be a great deal more. And it's lovely to have you as part of the greater family as well, and I would commend you on your daughter. I think that's about it, but God bless you both, and we're really, really proud of you. Did you want to say something, Steffi?
No. Hi everyone, I'm Jordan's mum, Stephanie, and I just wanted to say a few things about my son. Jordan's one of the loves of my life. He was a good baby, a wonderful child, and he's the best son that anyone could have possibly had. And I just love you to pieces, Jord. I can't see. A little bit blind. He is somewhat untidy, though, I have to say. With all his charm, he can be one of those people that leaves things around, but I think you might get that from me. He's a man of faith, he's compassionate and loving and thoughtful, and he makes a good nurse. I couldn't be prouder of him, and I couldn't love him more. I'm sure his dad feels exactly the same way. Ash and Jordan make a beautiful couple, and I'm so glad that Ash and Noah are going to be part of our family now. Because I'm glad that I can share in Noah's life as well. We're lucky enough to have my dad here today, and I'm sure the other grandparents would have liked to be here as well, but that wasn't to be. Jord, I'm so blessed to call you my son, and I love you, Geordie. And just want to say one other thing to Janelle, my friend. You've done such a wonderful job. You've put so much work into tonight, and for a long while now you've put a lot of work into it, and I can't thank you enough for being a friend to me, and being a friend to my son and my new daughter-in-law as well. Thanks.
I'll do my speech now then.
Go, Jody. You go. It's all right.
But really dislikes public speaking, and I do, bad job every time.
No, he doesn't.
So yeah, I just want to say thanks heaps, boys, for your speeches. It means a lot to have you by my side today, and you guys are awesome, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And to my beautiful sister as well. Loves having you up there. So first of all, on behalf of my wife and I just want to say thank you to all you guys who have come today. We know it's not a Saturday, it's not a Sunday, it's a Monday afternoon, but it's very special. As Shane explained before, it's June and Ellen's wedding anniversary, and this meant a lot to Ash to have it this way, to have it on this day. And so we're so honoured to be able to do that. I'd like to also make a special mention to my gran who couldn't make it tonight. We want to thank our parents, Shane, Joe, Mum and Dad, just for all the energy and everything you poured into this wedding. It's been great. Like, we couldn't have done it without you. For our awesome friends and siblings who are part of our wedding party, it's been so good to have you there. As I said before, such an honour to have you guys next to us. You guys mean the world to us. For Uncle Baz for marrying us, thanks so much, and for all the time you poured into us, into getting married, and to know what we're jumping into. To Garden to Plate for the catering, it's been awesome, thanks so much. Sam and Ali from White Lane Photography, thanks so much for the awesome photos you guys are taking, and can't wait to see them. And that brings me to Janelle and Pete. Like, guys, words can't express our gratitude towards you guys. You guys have opened your home to us as well as so much of your time. Janelle, you're the wedding planner of the century. Your creativity and generosity is mind-blowing. You have given us so much of your time over the past few months, and especially over the past few weeks, to make sure that this wedding was just perfect, and we can't thank you enough. You guys are so awesome, and Janelle's just been praying about this day for months and months, and just praying that the weather would be right. And this week she was saying she was praying and the rain would come at night and water all the plants, and be sunny in the day, rain, and she's like, it's going to be perfect, and it's perfect. So then that brings me to my new wife Ash. So
That's good.
So yeah, I'm just like, I'm so honoured to call you just that, my wife. And can I just say, no woman has ever looked as beautiful as you look tonight. And I just want to say thank you to Shane and Joe as well, because it wouldn't be possible without your DNA. So yeah, thanks so much for allowing me to marry your daughter. It's such a blessing, and there's no one better out there, and I got stuck with the best one, so pretty stoked. I'm so excited to have you both, Shane and Joe, as my mother and father-in-law, my new parents. It's such an honour to have you guys. You guys have made me feel so welcome from the beginning, right from when me and Ash started dating almost three years ago. So Yeah, thanks so much for that. So some of you may not know, but me and Ash have a bit of a history. We became friends when she was 13 and I was 15. We only lived 4 doors apart. Ash was always a bit keen on me growing up. which she made pretty obvious by the constant hugs, text messages, and her obsession with my skateboarding. Though she will deny this.
I promise you that was not. With pressure. Admit it was true.
So at the time I thought, oh, this is pretty weird. I'll just let her sleep. And I thought to myself, like, she's too young. Maybe when she's older. So here we are 12 years later and we're getting married. So just goes to show that persistence does pay off. So I just want to say, Ash is one of a kind woman. There is no one quite like her. She's smart, beautiful, kind, and she's never afraid to tell you what she thinks, good or bad. We've had an awesome time together so far, and I can't wait for the adventures that are ahead of us. Ashley, Rebecca, Archer, you have made me the luckiest guy in the world today. Thank you so much. I just love you so much.
That wasn't so bad, Jordy.
Because you are the best thing. You are the best thing. You are the best thing ever happened to me. Baby, come a long way, baby. You know I hope and I pray that you believe me.